and welcome to Illuminations Media Network Meditation Book Club. This is going to be a really fun show because this is all about experimentation. You know, I like to try new things. So right now I am simultaneously recording and broadcasting live from YouTube as well as Blog Talk Radio. So this is going to be very interesting, and I hope you enjoy it. Bear with me if we have any glitches along the way. But it's all about learning and expansion anyway, isn't it? So I thought this was a great opportunity to, if you will, nurture two birds with one seed, doing it both at the same time, the audio and the video. Wherever you want to hang out with me, I'm happy to oblige you. Well, today in our meditation book club, of course, it is in Iyanla Vanzant's book, One Day My Soul Just Opened Up. If you've got this book, dust it off and pull it off the shelf. It is a beautiful Bible of understanding self. Know thyself is the key to understanding God and everything around you and everybody around you. So, today what we're going to be focusing on is the idea of closure. Now, certainly, everybody's got issues. We all have mama issues, daddy issues, we've got relationship issues, things that might have been left unsaid, issues and problems that we wish we could have worked out. Maybe someone's passed on and we didn't get an opportunity to tell them how much we loved them, or maybe to ask them why they treated us the way they did. Any kind of a situation or relationship that requires closure, we've all got them. And Iyanla beautifully examines that idea. And as always, we're going to do a reading from her commentary that comes from an experience in her own life. And certainly, since there's only one of us really here on the planet, we have this unified field where we're all connected in consciousness. We all have an individuated mind in the greater mind that I know you can relate with Iyanla's stories in the books, and they can definitely help you to realize where you need to heal, and perhaps you need to connect with yourself and accept yourself. So let's get on with the reading, and then once we get through the reading, we're going to do a brief meditation, a little guided meditation that's provided here. Some of it I'm going to mix my stuff into it, but most of it comes from Iyanla's beautiful work, and I so appreciate it, and I know that she saved my life spiritually all those years ago to where I like to share it in my meditation book club. Okay, so we'll begin the reading. Honor others with closure. The working definition is closure. It's a state of being complete through mental and emotional detachment, an act or actions that bring to a close the nature and status of a situation or relationship. All right, so now that we understand thoroughly what closure is, the commentary that comes from Iyanla's life on closure. He was dead. My father had died without ever having told me that he loved me. I was 30 years old, but it still hurt. I knew I was hurting because I was looking at my dead father without shedding a tear, but remembering that he had never told me, I love you. Everyone was looking at me. I felt like I needed to be doing something besides remembering this unpleasant aspect of our relationship. But the truth was that most of our relationship had been unpleasant. I remembered that too, right then, at the side of his casket. It felt very awkward and very painful. I wanted to touch him, but I couldn't. I wanted to say something to him, even knowing that he would not hear me. I needed to speak to him. I decided I wouldn't do anything at all except sit back down. I spent several weeks trying to figure out why I could not cry for my father. Surely I would miss him as much as I would not miss the hospitality that was always seemed to exist between us. Oh, that word wasn't hospitality, that was hostility. Excuse me, my bad. Because he died peacefully in his sleep, I knew he hadn't suffered. But he had suffered. He had suffered through a life of unfulfillment and mediocrity. He suffered through the embarrassment of never being able to provide for his family. He had suffered in life and was now at peace. Unfortunately, his being in a state of eternal peace had left me with a gaping hole in my heart. There had been so much I needed and wanted from my father that he was never able to give. I had long ago accepted this as a fact of my life. Yet, for some reason, now that he was dead, all the questions that had gone unanswered were racing through my head. Was he proud of me? Was he the real reason that he didn't come to my college graduation? Was that he didn't want to, or perhaps he was busy? Why had he left my mother? Most of all, did he love me? When I explained to a friend how I felt, she told me that I needed closure. When you do not have the opportunity to express what you're feeling at the close of a relationship, the relationship is incomplete. It doesn't matter that the other party is no longer living. Without closure in any relationship, the people involved feel incomplete. Death, like separation, divorce, or the abrupt termination of any kind of relationship, evokes a tremendous amount of emotion that must be released. The release results in closure. When you do not release, you wonder, you hurt. The whys go unanswered and eventually create anger and fear. More important, my friend said, when there is no closure, you miss the lessons and the blessings. You are never really sure why this person was in your life. What you shared to your benefit and what you learned about yourself and why you are better off because of the experience, better equipped to move on to new and more productive relationships. When there is no closure, you hurt. Why, I asked. Can you come to closure if the other person is no longer living? Write a letter. The issue is not that the other person read the letter. The issue is for you to have the opportunity to express what you are feeling. All right, here's the letter she wrote to her dad. Dear Daddy, I know you're dead and that you will never read this letter, but it is my attempt to set us both free from the pain of our past relationship. I guess I should first thank you for being my father. If it is true that we choose our parents and that they consent to bring us forth into life, I do owe you my gratitude. I'm glad to be alive, although I'm not very happy about the way that I have lived under your care. I don't want to point fingers or anything, but you did a pretty shitty job of caring and providing for me. I'm sure you knew from your own personal experience that your mother was unnecessarily abusive. And still, you left me in her care. Why did you do that? What was so important that you could not take care of me? You knew that she beat me. You knew that she screamed and yelled and called me names. She told me that you were running around the street with women and that you didn't care about me. And you never told me any different. And that you didn't really care about me. That's dumb. You might have stopped by and patted me on my head, you gave me a few coins, and you went off on your merry way knowing that Grandma was torturing me. Why did you do that? Why? 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 Was I such a bad kid? Was I that ugly and fat? Were you ashamed of me or what? Is that why you never came to school for me? Is that why you never checked my homework or read me a story? Is that why you never came to my dance recitals? What did I ever do to you that you should treat me with such disregard? I was just a little kid. I didn't want to be ugly. You made me ugly. They were your genes, after all. Do you have any idea how horrible it felt to be a little kid and have a father who acts like he hates you? I know you didn't really hate me, but you sure acted like it. I also realized that your mother, being as unaffectionate as she is, probably never taught you how to be affectionate. But it was your responsibility to learn. I was taught that I should be affectionate. I was your daughter. Was I ever special to you? I needed to be kissed and hugged and held and treated like I was special. Was I special, Daddy? Did you ever say to people, I have a little girl and she is very special? I sure hope you did, even though I never heard you say it. I must also tell you that on my bad days, I hold you totally and completely responsible for my brother's destruction. I try to tell myself that he's responsible for his own life. I know that he has the same ability that I have to pull myself together and to make something out of his life, but I also know that people are different. He and I are not the same. Somehow I was able to move beyond the abuse, the neglect, the dysfunction of our lives. My brother, your son, has not been that fortunate. He suffers every day. He's in so much pain, anger, and confusion that he sees no reason for living. Did you know that your son was an alcoholic? Did you know that he has been chemically addicted since he was 19? Well, of course you knew. The question is, what did you do? What did you say? Did you know that he was angry at you for all the things that you did not do for us? He believed that gambling, women, and money were more important to you than he was. He needed a father to show him the way. But you were never home. You were always too busy. But you weren't too busy to criticize him or complain about what he hadn't done, were you? Why did you tell him that you would kick his ass? How could you say that to a 14-year-old boy that you hadn't seen in 2 weeks? Who the hell did you think you were to say that to him? That's why he left home, you know. He's been a total wreck ever since. I've always hated you for what you did to him. He's my only brother. He was there for me when you weren't. And as a result of your lack of care, lack of attention, lack of interest, he can't be there for himself. I absolutely, unequivocally, with no sense of shame, hate you for the pain you caused my brother. Did you love my mother? If you did, why did you bury her in an unmarked grave in a pauper cemetery? Why did you bury her in a grave with other people? Why didn't you borrow some money from your gambling buddies and bury her like a decent human being? Did you know that it took me 2 years to find where she was buried? Did you know that it took me so long that it hurt, and that she was buried with 5 other folks? What kind of man would do something like that to the woman he loved? Did you love her? If you did, why didn't you marry her? Why did you marry someone else while you were living with my mother? And why didn't you tell me any of this? Why did I have to find out the most intimate details of my life's beginnings from other people? Why did you lie to me? You were really a piece of work. I've tried to figure out all this stuff, and none of it makes any sense to me. Now you're dead, and I'm left here to sort through the mess. I've tried to forgive you. There are times when I do pretty well. There are times when this madness makes absolute sense. You did the best you could with what you had. I know you didn't have an easy life. I know you tried your best to make things right, but when you saw they were not going right, what did you do? You didn't tell the truth. You didn't ask for forgiveness. You never admitted that you were wrong or apologized. Well, you know what? I forgive you anyway. On my good days. On my good days, I realize that you've taught me a great deal. You've taught me what not to do. You've taught me how not to be. You have taught me the importance of being there for my children. You have taught me the importance of telling the truth and letting people know what's going on. In addition, you gave me the most precious gift of my life. You gave me my stepmother, my best friend, my angel. Without her, I don't think that I would have made it this far. She was to me all that you are not. On my bad days, I hurt and I hate you. You want to know something else? Hating you makes me feel worse. It's hard to hate your father. It makes you crazy. I've been crazy for far too long. I want to be at peace now, just like you. So I'm writing to let you know that I will not have any more bad days. I will have only those days when I can have compassion for you and forgive you for lying, for leaving, for cheating on my mother, for abandoning me and my brother, and for in every other way not being the kind of father I wanted and needed you to be. As of this moment, I choose to remember only the good things I knew about you. That you were handsome, that you gave me my first car, that you bought me a washing machine for my wedding present, and that without a doubt, you loved your grandchildren. I will remember how you cooked for them. I will remember how you let my son sit on your lap and steer the car when he was only 2 years old. I will hold the vision of you coming to my front door to pick them up on Saturday mornings, and how you walked away with them hanging on your legs. You were an excellent babysitter, and they really loved you. I know they will miss you. Perhaps my children were still young and innocent enough to see the good in you. If I hold the memories of you and them in my mind, perhaps one day I too will see your good. I want that more than anything else. If I can remember the love you had for them, perhaps I will see that you really did love me in the only way that you knew how. I know I loved you, and I guess I was just like you, because I never knew how to say that to you. Maybe now you'll know it. I sure hope so. And Iyanla writes, when I put the pen down, I cried for my father. Now I know that that touches you. There's got to be some unfinished business in any of the relationships in your life. A breakup, a divorce, maybe somebody that you haven't spoken to in a very long time. Maybe someone who passed on, like Iyanla's dad. Maybe an ex who you all left unfinished business, unspoken words. So I hope this will inspire you to begin to heal those relationships so that you can heal yourself and give gratitude for it. Because that is the key. To be able to find gratitude for everything that we've experienced in our lives, including the rough stuff. So now, let's go ahead and start our meditation. We're going to do a brief meditation on this idea of closure so that you can begin to take a look at your life and realize where you need to find closure. As always, we're going to start with a brief meditation just to relax, to open up that subconscious mind, to move away all of the conscious, critical thinking that can get in the way of our healing. So please stop everything right here, right now, and just settle yourself down, closing your eyes, and take a deep breath in. And exhale out slowly. That's it. And as you continue to breathe, just allow yourself to begin to relax and let that body weight just melt into the chair or the surface that you're resting on. That's right. And imagine a beautiful light. Maybe it's a golden light, a white light, maybe a blue. Imagine it just above your head. That's right. A beautiful, sacred, and healing light. See and feel this light. Let it melt down your face. Feel it warming your hair, warming your scalp as it tingles. Begin to see and feel this beautiful light shining in your face, warming all the little muscles around your eyes. Allow your jaw to loosen. And as you continue to breathe, allow any stress or tension to slowly melt away. That's it. Allow yourself to see and feel this wonderful light. Let it warm your shoulders now. Oh, you can actually feel the warmth of it as it melts away any stress, any tension in your shoulders. Allow any heavy burdens to be lifted. And continue to breathe. That's good. See and feel this beautiful light. Let it melt down your arms, warming your elbows and wrists, through your hands, finger by finger. Allow your fingers to be completely filled with this relaxing and healing light. Perhaps your fingers are actually tingling. That's right. Breathe in this light. Let it fill your lungs. Let it fill your heart. See and feel this beautiful light. Let it fill every internal organ, your stomach, your kidneys, every gland, every organ. Let it be filled with this light. That's it. Let it move and relax those thigh muscles, soothing those knees, drifting down into those calves, into your ankles, warming, soothing, into your feet. Allow each toe to be filled with this soothing light. That's it. And imagine that each toe is being gently massaged and soothed. Ah, you never felt so peaceful and so relaxed now. Good. Allow yourself to just bask in this moment. And remember a moment when every need was met. That's right. Everything that you wanted and needed was right there for you. That's right. The moment you felt loved unconditionally. And allow yourself to just rest in that feeling of contentment and fulfillment. And allow yourself to realize what this commentary pulled up for you. What do you realize after hearing Iyanla's story with her father? Just allow the answers to flood in. Take a deep breath. That's it. Now, what are some of the key phrases that you'd like to take with you today that can help you to heal any relationship that needs closure? That's right. Take a deep breath in. And just bask in those phrases. And trust that you will remember what you need to remember. And take a deep breath in. And repeat these closure affirmations line by line after me. Say them aloud for extra power. Today I surrender, I release, I detach from every person, every circumstance, every condition, and every situation that no longer serves a divine purpose in my life. Good. Today I realize that all things have a season, and that all seasons must come to an end. Excellent. Today I realize that all things fulfill a divine purpose to support my growth and evolution as a divine and unique noble expression of life. That's right. Excellent. Today, I realize that there is no end. There is only now, and that this now begins a divinely new season and purpose in my life. Beautiful. Today, I choose a new beginning over the pain-filled memories of the past. Today, I choose a new season filled with purposeful thoughts and activities. Yes, today I choose to close the door to yesterday and open my mind, my heart, and my spirit to the blessings of this moment. Yes. In this moment, I am filled with light. I am filled with joy. I am filled with love that brings divine understanding. Beautiful. For this, I am so grateful. And so it is. Ashe. Amen. 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 Excellent. Let me remember. People come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. People show up for a purpose. Closure begins by telling the truth about what I feel. I am entitled to honor what I feel. When one door closes, another door opens. Whatever you repress will become stress. These are beautiful affirmations and things to remember. And everyone that shows up, everything that happens to us in our lives is a part of our growth and our development. And it's all in preparation for what's coming, for what's next, propelling us to the higher level of our own being. And things that don't show up the way that you wanted them to, there's always, always a higher purpose behind it. So the key, like Iyanla brings out so beautifully in her book, is to make sure that you are on the lookout for the lesson that you learned. How that particular experience, no matter how ugly, how unfair, how treacherous, was there to help you to become a better person. And if you look hard enough, you can find it. So do yourself a favor and step into everything that looks like it's negative. Anything that pisses you off, hurts you, makes you afraid. Look for how this particular thing can lead to your higher evolution. All right. And so that's the end of our composite hybrid show. We're here on Blog Talk Radio. We're here live on YouTube and Google+. I think it went really well. I look forward to doing more of these with you, and I'd love to hear from you and hear your thoughts. So peace and blessings. And I thank you so much for listening and for watching to the Illuminations Media Network Meditation Book Club. Until next time.